So here goes a meme. It shows a bus driver making a slightly irritated facial expression. And it's like, this is the facial expression, or this is the face that the bus driver will make if they pull up to the bus stop and see somebody with too many bags. Now let's be clear, it's perfectly fine for you to have bags when you ride the bus. Bring your belongings with you, the things you need for work. If you're traveling, whatever you're doing, bring your stuff with you for sure. This is not some sort of attack on people with bags or even luggage. The problem that bus drivers and passengers on the bus face sometimes is that people will bring too many items. 20 bags, 10 bags, 7 bags. It'll be one person with like 8 bags to themselves. So what happens is that person will have to get on and off the bus multiple times to get all of their belongings onto the bus. See, what happens when a person has to make like several trips on and off the bus to get all their stuff onto the bus, that will cause a major delay. We're going to be dwelling at the bus stop. The dwell time at the bus stop could be anywhere from 3 to 10 minutes sometimes when you're dealing with someone that has too much stuff to bring onto the bus. Like sometimes you'll see people that are traveling maybe to the airport or the Greyhound station, the Amtrak station. Perfectly fine for you to bring luggage onto the bus. Please bring your luggage. Please use public transit to get to those places. It is definitely encouraged to do so. Leave your car at home if you have a car. Ride the bus or the light rail train. Bring your luggage. That's awesome. But if you are one person and you have 3 large suitcases, a carry-on suitcase, a backpack, a duffel bag, a laptop, a coffee, your cell phone, and you're trying to bring all that stuff onto the bus by yourself, you're going to have to get on and off the bus a few times in order to get all that stuff onto the bus. And that's going to take a while. We're talking delays because you got bags on bags on bags. So maybe consolidate everything, like bring one large suitcase, your carry-on, and maybe a backpack. You can get all of that stuff onto the bus in one trip. Then sometimes with the luggage, people be looking at the bus driver like, are you going to help me with my stuff? You need to come help me load my luggage onto the bus. And it's like, wait a minute, this is the city bus. This is not the airport shuttle. Once you get to the airport, then yes, those operators, part of their duties and responsibilities is to load luggage on and off the bus. But the city bus, we are generally not loading people's baggage on and off the bus. That is your responsibility. Now, that's not to say that a bus driver will not help. There are bus drivers that will help. Like, I got it. I'll help you out. Come on, let's move it along, because they're trying to get the bus moving anyway. And it's just nice to be nice, but at the same time, you can't get on the bus with the expectation that the bus driver is going to hop out the seat and help you, because technically, they're not supposed to be doing that. That's not what the bus drivers are supposed to do. The person traveling with the bag is responsible for carrying their own bags and their belongings. There's even situations where people will use the bus as a U-Haul truck. Right? They will bring mattresses. Some people will bring couches, chairs. And I understand everyone goes through tough times. Sometimes you can't get a moving truck. You can't find someone to help you. But unfortunately, the bus is not a really good option, not the city bus. If you look at the interior of the bus, this place is not designed for people to bring furniture onto the bus. There's really not much space for that. You're going to be blocking people, blocking the aisle, blocking the view of the bus operator potentially. There's even situations where sometimes people will have so much stuff that you will have to use the wheelchair ramp to load them onto the bus. Now, here's the thing. If you have a bag or a box or something that's heavy, bus operators should gladly deploy the ramp so that you can use that to make it more convenient and safe for you. Nothing wrong with that. So that's not the issue. We're talking about people that have too many things. They have to make 3 or 4 trips on and off the bus to get everything onto the bus. And then keep in mind, once we get to their stop, we have to repeat this process all over again.
He ain't lying.
And a lot of times when people have tons of bags and boxes and things of that nature, there's not a lot of space on the bus to put those things, especially if it's a route that has a lot of passengers on board at the time. So that also causes an issue, because sometimes people have to put all of those bags and boxes in the aisle, and technically you're not supposed to put that stuff in the aisle. But what happens if the bus driver says something about that? It causes a tense conflict, disagreement, disruption between the bus operator and that individual.
Shut up! Please.
And then sometimes the passengers get involved and they start yelling and screaming. Some of them are mad at the bus driver, like, why are you even saying anything? Just let them get on the bus. Just let them scatter their stuff all over the floor. And then some people start yelling at the person, like, why you bring all that stuff on the bus?
I don't care. I don't care. This is not going to be sitting there. No.
Why are you being so rude?
Why you think this is okay to do?
We're going to a funeral.
That has nothing to do. Oh!
You holding up the bus. What are you doing? Why are you doing? Then that person starts yelling at the passenger. So now you got the passengers arguing, people yelling at the bus driver. It's just chaos, absolute chaos.
I like that.
So just think, a bus driver driving the bus, peacefully approaching the bus stop. And the bus driver can see in the distance someone at the bus stop with a whole bunch of bags, like 12 bags. They already know this is going to take a long time. Not only is the bus driver going to look like this, but they're also going to look like this. Person is there with like 8 garbage bags, 5 grocery bags, 3 big huge luggage bags, 2 carry-on bags, 3 bicycle frames with no tires, couple of hula hoops. And then let's say the person begins making their multiple trips on and off the bus with all their bags. So let's say it's going to take like 10 trips to get all this stuff onto the bus. And like the 5th trip, you look at them and you just politely remind them like, hey, remember in the future, you want to make sure that you only have to make 1 trip, maybe 2 at the most. And they look at you, frown their face up, look you up and down in that driver's seat. And they say something to you like,
you shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
and as a bus driver, you clutch your pearls. I guess that's something you do when you're shocked, right? You clutch your pearls. But yeah, as a bus driver, you're shocked at that response, right?
No!
And they go on to tell you like, hey, if you want me to hurry up, why don't you take that seatbelt off, 'cause safety first, and get out of the seat and help me carry all these bags and boxes and stuff onto the bus. Why don't you help me? And you're sitting there like,
that's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
So another thing that happens with bags often is people will bring bags full of recyclables, recyclable cans, bottles, all that type of stuff. And the issue with it sometimes is the bags will leak. So you have beer cans, soda cans, and that can create a very unsafe and unpleasant experience for all of the passengers. If you're going to bring recyclables on the bus, just double or triple bag it, that's all. But what ends up happening is the individuals that are trying to bring the bags onto the bus that are leaking, when the bus driver says, hey, you can't board the bus with that bag leaking fluids out of it, this causes a conflict between the bus driver and the passenger.
He ain't lying.
It's another one of those things, and sometimes they will frame the bus driver as this evil, mean, monstrous jerk who doesn't care about anybody. And it's like, no, it's just simply you can't bring the bag on the bus when it's leaking, so go take care of that and then you can get on the bus. At least I know a lot of transit systems, they don't want you to bring the bags onto the bus if they're leaking stuff. Maybe some transit systems don't care. Maybe they're like, hey, bring all your leaks onto the bus. We welcome it. I don't know. You tell me. Tell me in the comments.